Hey, Kristen, how's it tracking?
With Carvana Value Tracker.
What else?
Oh, it's tracking. In fact, Value Surge Alert trucks up 2.5%. Vans down 1.7%.
Just as predicted. So, we gonna...
I don't know. Could sell, could hold.
The power to always know our car's worth.
Exhilarating, isn't it?
Tracking.
Always know your car's worth with Carvana Value Tracker.
It's Later with Mo Kelly, KFI AM 640. We are live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app. And yes, we are live streaming on YouTube. Go to youtube.com at Mr. Mo Kelly is the handle, and you will find the show in motion. We got a lot to talk about tonight, and some of it is not going to be funny. Some of it is actually serious. We got to tell you the cities which have the highest STD rates in the nation, and you might be surprised. You may not be surprised. Mark Ronner, good evening. I don't want to connect those two, but I'm just going to say good evening.
Thanks a lot for that. That's really just a masterful segue there from STDs to me. I appreciate that.
It's almost like I passed it to you.
Yeah, it was in a matter of speaking, yes. Really not appreciated. A little warm today, starting to glisten a little bit.
Is it like 85, 87, something like that today?
In the valley, a little hotter, I think.
All right.
Yeah, it's in the low 80s right now there, but in the afternoon, no bueno.
Almost like summer is on the way. Almost
like things are somehow heating up unnaturally, and I feel like we have a word for that. But
no. It's called a season. It's not climate change. It's just warmer than usual.
California doesn't have seasons. Get out of here.
Come on. But we do have warmth. That's not unusual. We're almost...
I have warmth. You are bereft of warmth.
We're midway through April, okay? Yes, it's going to get a little warmer. It's okay. It's okay.
This early, though, Mo?
What do you mean this early? Look,
it's going to be 90 tomorrow.
It'd
be different if it was 104, but it's just 90. They did create the phrase unseasonably warm long before anyone talked about global warming.
No, it's not really the same.
Well, you're right. It's not the same.
It was typically in the 80s, maybe low 90s, where we're now getting on average into the low to mid 90s.
Okay,
that's markedly higher.
Let me reset this for those who don't know this about me, and I say this with full weight of disrespect. I don't give a damn about climate change.
Of course not. Why?
Or global warming. Well, look, I'm 55, okay? Whoever's going to solve it or whoever's going to die from it is going to be the next generation.
Very enlightened.
Okay, I'm just going to leave it up to them. I'm sorry. I don't have enough mental space to worry about every damn thing. When I was growing up, remember, and Mark, you're a few years older than me, so you understand this.
Watch it right now.
You remember when we were growing up, what were the fears back then? It was nuclear war. We had the whole drills. You had to get under your desk. We had the killer bees, nuclear war, killer bees, and something else which was going to get us in the 1970s. All right. Now, the nuclear war, that thing was real. The killer bees, real. They were just really slow. Didn't quite turn out to be the tragedy that we were told it was going to be. I'm not saying that global warming and climate change aren't real. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying I got other stuff to worry about in the meantime, and I'll let the Gen Zs, I almost call it the degenerate Jenners,
You almost did.
Those Gen Zers, they'll handle it, okay?
Well, I want you to remember that when we're doing another marathon of fire coverage over the summer sometime.
And you know what? If I cared on a level of 1,000 prior to, you know how much impact I would have had? Somebody say it. Say it. Go ahead, say it.
No.
None.
Your voice is important when it comes to making sure that change happens. You are a change maker.
No.
You absolutely are.
No.
Look at what they are doing with LA Metro. That is because of you, sir. Because you shamed them into making the necessary change.
Who am I going to shame?
Down.
Who am I going to shame in regard to climate change and global warming.
We can't take up the entire show on that because we'll run out of.
So there are limitations. We have limitations in space, right? We have a finite amount of time. We have a finite amount of resources. I have a finite amount of room in my head to care about all the things which are going to kill us.
Well, let me tell you, you're going to find it more and more worthwhile as time passes to pay attention to
And
that.
I'll be dead soon enough. It doesn't matter.
It
doesn't matter.
Sooner than you think.
Might be another hurricane or a tornado in Hawthorne.
And if, heaven forbid, I'm struck down by a tornado in Hawthorne.
A fire-nado.
All right. Even a sharknado.
Yeah.
If that should be the end of me, my demise, I'm quite sure my commentary tonight will have nothing to do with it. Not prevent it, not make it worse. Now, can we move on, please?
I guess he told us. Go ahead.
That's right.
Sure.
Because as I look, the temperature's going down this evening, isn't it? What's the temperature now?
Oh, you've just disproven all the scientists.
That's right.
Congratulations.
And for our final thought tonight, it's going to be on RFK Jr. See what I did there? See what I did there? Yes. There's a theme here. Thank you very much. 2 shows nightly. We gotta talk about Universal City Walk, how that is changing right now. We talk about change. Universal City Walk is changing because they're trying to keep up with Disneyland. And we're going to tell you what Disneyland is doing and also what Universal City Walk is doing to help grow Universal Studios. It's Later with Mo Kelly, KFI AM 640. We are live everywhere, the iHeartRadio app, and on YouTube as we video live stream right now.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
And you need to tune into our YouTube live stream right now. I hear people are acting up in the comment section already. We're just one segment in, and Charlie's back. People wanted to get rid of him. They wanted dispatch of him last night. He was talking mess, and people were getting at him. And Charlie said, I want more. So he's back, and they're setting it off in the comment section already. Charlie had plenty to say about the show last night, and now he's hooked. He's here for every segment every night. What does that tell you?
Does he have his own show yet? Because
No, he doesn't.
Yesterday,
no, he had a lot to say, but no show yet. No.
Oh, man. I thought he was going to start it off today.
Well, I was trying to help him out, but oh well. Let's talk about the top cities as it relates to STDs in the nation. Now, we're going to give you the top 10, but we're going to see who was just outside the top 10, the honorable mention. Number 20, New York. 1,189 STD cases per 100,000 residents.
You'd think they'd be higher.
Well, this is reported now, okay? So this is all we know. There other people running around. 68,766 chlamydia cases, 30,000 gonorrhea cases, and 2,400 syphilis cases. Number 19 is Miami. Number 18, Shreveport, Louisiana. Number 17, Richmond, Virginia. Number 16, Mark, you want to guess?
No, I don't.
$9,563 chlamydia cases, 5,344 gonorrhea cases, 783 syphilis cases, and 1,227 cases per 100,000 people, the city of Seattle.
Wow.
Mark.
Hey, I haven't lived there for 6 years. Don't put any of this on me.
Is that why you left?
Yes, I was asked to leave.
What happens in Seattle?
Number 15, Portland. Number 14, Columbia, South Carolina. Number 13, Cleveland, Ohio. Number 12, Jackson, Mississippi. Number 11, Mobile, Alabama. And now we are in the top 10, the STD capitals of, or at least the United States. Coming in at number 10. San Francisco, California makes the list. 9,669 chlamydia cases, 6,300 gonorrhea, 1,296 STD cases per 100,000 people.
California has to be on this list. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Coming in at number 9. Baton Rouge. A lot of VD out there. And Baton Rouge.
That makes sense.
Nothing else to do there.
Yeah.
Number 8. St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah.
Coming in number 7. And I meant that figuratively. The nation's capital, Washington, D.C.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah. For a lot of reasons. A lot of reasons.
That would be a lot higher if the actual numbers were claimed. There's a lot of politicians who are
personal doctors. Yeah.
Do you think there are individuals who might be driving the curve up in that city?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to name any names.
Number 6. No doubt in my mind, New Orleans, Louisiana. No doubt.
Absolutely.
And you've never even been to Mardi Gras.
But I've been to Narlands. Narlands, as they say.
Yeah, you can pick something up just walking down the street.
You can't. Yeah, you got to walk down the street with your mouth closed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't breathe. Hold your nose. Number 5. Baltimore, Maryland.
Okay.
Yeah. Number 4. Memphis, Tennessee.
Elvis would be proud.
Elvis probably contributed.
Yeah, you can trace it all back to him.
No, he's still alive.
Patient zero.
He's not dead. He and Tupac are running around somewhere. Number 3 of the cities with the most STDs in the country. Montgomery, Alabama. Alabama. Bumble. Fumbalaya. Humarooski. I'm Keith Jackson.
So do STDs so far rule in the South?
It rules in the South and Seattle, but mostly the South. Mostly the South. You can take from that whatever you want, except when you get to the top 2 cities on the list. Coming in, number 2 of the cities with the most STDs. The city of brotherly love, Philadelphia.
Well, I should hope so.
Now listen to this. Montgomery, Alabama, 3,363 chlamydia cases at number 3. Philadelphia, 32,157 chlamydia cases.
That's a lot.
Is
of
impressive the right word?
Montgomery, number 3, 1,771 gonorrhea cases. I know there's a population difference here, but still. Philadelphia, 12,321 gonorrhea cases.
Aim high with whatever you got. Does anybody still call it that?
I do.
Philadelphia. All right. Any guesses as to number 1, the most STD riddled city in the country?
I'm going to say it's L.A.
I'm going to go with that too because we're not.
LA?
We're nowhere else on the list. I mean, it's got to be number 1. If we're not near the bottom, damn it, we're at the top.
All right. Stephen, you have any guess if you're not busy?
I missed it, so I don't know.
You missed the whole thing. What did you miss?
I was working.
Wait, what did you miss?
What do you mean working? This is the show. This is the show.
He's got important stuff to do.
You missed the last 8 minutes. I'm trying to.
Did we already guess Vegas, or is Vegas already?
That's not a bad guess.
Hey, that's a great guess.
Okay, Vegas then.
All right. Vegas, LA, and what else? Just 2 LAs?
Yep.
Okay. Here is the number 1 STD ridden city in America. Motown, Detroit, Michigan.
Wow.
I'll be damned.
Yeah.
That's like simultaneously surprising, but not.
I don't think of Detroit as a city that gets down like that.
I mean, people out there look rough. They're always dressed, in a bunch of layers.
Yeah.
Well,
Evidently, they're not using a lot of layers.
Yeah, let's have some numbers here.
Oh, man.
Thank you very much. 628 syphilis cases, which is fewer than Philly. 20,830 chlamydia.
There you go.
Fewer than chlamydia, fewer than Philadelphia, which is 32,000. Gonorrhea, 7,983. Philadelphia, 12,000. But here's the thing. STD cases per 100,000 people. So we're talking about the average here, 1,491 per 100,000, and Philadelphia is only 1,459. So aggregate total numbers, yes, Philadelphia, but as percentage of population, Detroit takes the crown.
High fives. No, that's not really a high five situation, though, is it?
Not if you don't have a glove on.
No.
You don't want that high five, Mark.
I take that back.
You don't want that.
I withdraw it.
Yeah.
High five.
This is giving me nightmares.
Bottom. What is that from, Mark?
Car wash.
Okay, just want to make sure. The half black of you.
Yeah, thanks for checking in on that.
Okay. It's Later with Mo Kelly. KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Go to YouTube right now. Search Mr. Mo Kelly, MrMokelly. We have a video live stream of the show, and we have a live chat room, which is off the chains. Shout out to Harbor City in the house. Always love to hear from people from my hometown. And Charlie's getting his ass beat in the comment section because he keeps popping off. That's what happens. You got to be ready. Don't come to the comment section talking crazy because they'll jump on you. Let's talk about Universal Studios. Hey, Twala, you and I, we talk about these roller coasters all the time. Sometimes the ones that we refuse to go on, and also the ones that maybe your kids will go on or my kids will go on. There's a new Fast and Furious coaster, which has just been completed at Universal Studios Hollywood.
Yes.
Yes, Stefan.
Yes.
So when we go to the movies at Universal Studios, you know, at City Walk, and I'm going to talk about City Walk in just a moment, maybe we can, trip on over to Universal Studios Hollywood, because there's a connection. If you've been to City Walk lately, there's not much going on there. It's just the movie studios and a smattering of other stores. I originally thought it was supposed to be like Downtown Disney. I thought it was supposed to be Universal's version of Downtown Disney that was actually better than Downtown Disney 20 years ago. But now there's like nothing there except for the movies. I get the sense that maybe they're getting ready to clear all that out so they have more room for the park, because that was like kind of the lead in to the park.
This is why I said when we talked about Universal Studios and their late night extravaganza that they were going to be doing.
That's right.
I said this is going to fail. The things that they were putting up, the attractions that they were putting up were not going to be attractive. It was not going to work. Why?
Right.
Because Universal City Walk as it is dead. No one cares about it. It is not the go-to place.
Since it's not the go-to place, I don't know. Well, put it this way. We got to talk about why it's not the go-to place, because I always appreciated Universal Studios because it was supposed to be a little bit more sophisticated than Disneyland. It was supposed to have those places that adults appreciated to check out, the alcohol, if you will. There were things to do that were meant for young folks like me and other folks who want to get into just a little bit of trouble, but not too much trouble. Because I remember when I was in my early 20s and 30s, I didn't want to go to Disneyland. Why? Because there was nothing for the 20 to 30-year-old guy who didn't have any kids, didn't have any reason to go to Disneyland other than if I was on a date and I had someone with me and I was hoping for some uninterrupted time in Small World. So you can do some stuff. But that was the only reason I would go to Disneyland back then. So I instead went to Universal Studios. When I lived in Studio City, I was maybe 10, 15 minutes away from City Walk, and I was there most weekends. And when I worked at Interscope Records, that was a part of Interscope Universal, we had free passes to Universal Studios all the time.
Well, remember, they also had the Comedy Club. They used to have the B.B. King,
the Blues Club.
Blues Club, where they have all type of performances. I've seen several up close and personal performances of musical greats there because of all the labels who would showcase artists there. It used to be a destination.
Universal Amphitheater.
The amphitheater is no more.
I know.
Nothing happens. We had some of our biggest concerts at the amphitheater it turned into too much. Too much as far as the cost. It's too expensive to go there. Just to park is $35 right now.
Well, there were a couple of things, and I remember this when we really started getting the subway system and having it unfurled. There was this NIMBY attitude, not in my backyard. They had to fight to get that Universal Studios stopped because the Universal Studios, the neighborhoods around there didn't want all these people, air quotes, having access to those neighborhoods via subway. And then also Universal Studios, they had like the curfews before anyone else, where they were starting to clear out younger people before 12 o'clock. I think that put a damper on it as well. And so it just became dead. There was just nothing going on. It used to be the lick. I'm sorry. Back in the early 2000s, City Walk was on hit.
I mean, going to the movies was like almost you having to be stuck inside. It was almost like, you got to go inside. You can't stay out and play because Universal City Walk used to be open all night. All the bars, the restaurants, and all the things that would attract and have you out there. And if they also had a happening movie during the summer, carte blanche, you got a good time going on. They have a nice discount for going to the movies. Now, when you go there, it is literally a ghost town. Been there a few times recently. And even when we've gone to the movies, even the theaters aren't packed.
Yeah, it used to have that second level with all the food options and everything. And in the movie theater, that was the centerpiece, but there was so much more. They had great restaurants. They had a lot of talent walking around. If you're a guy, you know what I mean? All that's gone, unfortunately. I get the sense, going back to the story, that Universal Studios in its expansion is going to gut all of that and either turn it into part of the amusement park or like another hotel or something else as an addition to the attractions which bring you closer to the park. Because they've already said they're building one hotel.
Yeah, it would have to. There's no other reason to keep that going. A lot of the trendy businesses there, so a lot of them are seasonal. A lot of them are coming and going. Every time I go there, I'm like, where's the such and such? It's gone. Now, conversely, downtown Disney has found a life of its own because of the fact that you can go and have that aura, that closeness to the vicinity of Disneyland, and you can have the entire vibe, but you don't have to pay as much to go to downtown Disney.
I had never been to Club 33. I've heard about it. I've had people tell me some things about it. Nick Poliokini has talked about it. Amy King of Wake Up Call has talked about it. I've never been able to go there. And if you know, it's Disneyland's secret club for VIPs and people who have real great connections, because you just can't go to Club 33. The one secret Club 33 at Disneyland, now they're actually posting details about the restaurant and bar for the first time ever on the theme park's mobile app. And there is an actual waiting list that you can sign up for. Now, I'm not going to be able to get in. And in fact, I'm trying to use all of my contacts, and I can't get a sniff of Club 33.
Yeah.
There's an actual new membership application link to the Disneyland mobile app. A Club 33 new membership application is also available on the Disneyland website, which has been there for a year, but I didn't know, because they're going to say, Mo Kelly, why would he let him in? I need someone to walk me in, like Mark Ronner.
What do you suppose the membership requirements are for this club that I'm not sure I would want to be in?
I don't know. Look, a membership can cost between $12,500 and $30,000 a year.
What is this, Mar-a-Lago?
After an initiation fee, which can range from $25,000 to $100,000.
You gotta love initiation fees.
Look, I don't have that money, and even if I had it, I'm not giving that money. I need to go on someone else's pass, like George Clooney's in town and said, "Hey Mo, I'm going to Club 33. You want to come with me?" That's about the only way I'm going. Now, I have a friend. Have you ever heard of Club Soho?
No.
Club Soho is a membership club, and they have these buildings in every major city. You pay like $5,000 and you get a membership. They have this great restaurants,
like
great
the old
bar.
Playboy clubs.
Kind of, but it doesn't have that type of entertainment. But it's a membership club, and you can go to it in just about any major city. And I have two friends who are members, and I've been to one in Chicago and one in LA. It's very cool. And I think membership there is like $5,000. That's about as far as I could go.
I'm the dive bar type. That doesn't interest me. Is there a dress code? What do you got to do?
Yes, all that kind of stuff. You can't go unless a member is there with you. You have to be a guest of a member or a member. There's an application process.
Kind of like the Magic Castle.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I've been. The Magic Castle's actually fun.
Or Club 7669.
Don't start.
Oh, boy.
What?
Don't start.
Membership only, for the most part.
Yeah. Club 7669, for those who live in LA, was on Santa Monica Boulevard, and it was also called Club Peanuts. And it was the best ladies club in the world.
Ladies only club.
Ladies only. And some guys, if you happen to know Michelle, who owned the club.
You had to be walked in.
Yes.
You could not just show up to the door and think you were going to get in. I don't care how much you were paying.
You know, we should talk about that when we come back.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Club 7669 and its history in Los Angeles.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Later with Mo Kelly on KFI AM 640.
Live everywhere on YouTube and the iHeartRadio app. Very quickly, we were over last segment. Tuala made this reference to Club 7969. And this was the late 90s. It was also known as Peanuts. It was Michelle's Triple X Review on 7969 Santa Monica Boulevard. And it was a club where basically no men were allowed. The only men who were allowed were people like me and Tuala who worked in the music industry. Back then, this was pre-internet. We had to physically bring the music to the DJ so they could play. They would spin records that we would give to them free, and we would actually physically bring them the vinyl to the club, which meant I had a pass to go in, but I only had a pass to hang out. It was understood if you were a guy who was allowed in the club, you were not supposed to try to talk to the women because it was a gay lesbian club. So if you thought it's going to be just heaven because all the women in there were kissing on each other, it was not that. You were a fly on the wall where you were allowed to observe. And it was a predominantly black club, but you had celebrities. And I'm only going to say this because I saw them there, and I would say this in a court of law. I'm that comfortable. There were nights I was there, and I saw Jada Pinkett Smith. I think she was Jada Pinkett at the time. Queen Latifah. There were other celebrities. Janet Jackson, I saw there. In fact, she performed there, if I'm not mistaken, that night. And I'm not going to make any statement about their lives. I'm saying I saw some stuff.
When you say she performed there, performed what?
Just performance.
Just music.
Just music. It was and it was one of the best kept secrets. It became such a popular club, such a thriving club. It was always popping in there, and it was the club you wanted to be in. So if you were a guy and you got an invite, it was like you were a celebrity. If you're walking in there, everyone wanted to know who you were, because it's like, how are you getting through these gigantic Samoan bodyguards who would break you in half if you tried to bum rush the door?
It was Michelle Levy, and you had to be okay by her. She would say, okay, he's good. Of course, after a while, the security guards would know who you were, but it was understood. You were there to do a job. You could hang out, have a drink, but you weren't supposed to hit on the clientele. And back then, obviously, it was understood. Whatever happened there stayed there. Mm-hmm. It was not discussed outside the club, even though you saw these people doing stuff. And this was before cameras weren't allowed in the club. But I got some stories to tell one day. I probably would have to leave the industry, but yeah, I got some stories to tell.
I'm excited for that book.
I'll just tell you off air.
Oh,
you can know now.
Yeah, I can tell you. I don't have to hold anything back. But I don't know how we got here. But how do we get here?
Because of how Universal City Walk and Downtown Disney are doing their best to try to attract new clientele, new business. And we went through all the clubs, Club Soho, the Magic Kingdom or the Magic Castle, all that clubs that were popping. And I don't know if any of them were popping like 76, 69.
No, that place is legendary. And I don't know what Michelle Levy's doing now. I don't know if she's even still alive. I'm being honest, because this was like good 28 years ago at this point. But there were legitimate celebrities up in there. And this was at a time in America where very few people were out. The whole idea of being publicly bisexual, no, that was not a thing back then.
No, the being in the closet was an actual thing. It was no one said anything about anything.
And since when you worked in the business, you always knew what people were doing because you were traveling with artists, you were working with artists, you're taking them to radio stations, and a lot of times that meant whoever they were dating, you were also seeing and interacting with. It was just a different time in America. But Stefan, I'll come tell you some stories now. It's Later with Mo Kelly. Don't forget, we're still live on YouTube. The chat room is off the chains. KFI AM 640 and YouTube, we're live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Perfect for achy, indecisive minds. KFI's cooling info gel quickly relieves ignorance and leaves a minty fresh scent.
KFI
and KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.